Hi guys, this is Dante with Drive and Thrive, and Doordash has released an email regarding the whole Doordash stealing tips scandal and also some other improvements that they would like to make. So I'd like to read the email to you and discuss a little bit about what they're going to do. So Doordash starts off with, in March, I wrote to you to announce that we'd be conducting a series of roundtables and surveys to hear your perspectives on the Doordash pay model and how DoorDash can work better with you. And they did it in Chicago, Austin, San Francisco. And this is what they learned. They said that while there are a variety of perspectives within the DoorDash community on the Dasher pay model, overall we continue to hear the Dashers value transparency and consistent fair earnings, because of course they do, because they were not getting 100% of their tips. DoorDash was paying only a portion of the tips and keeping the rest for themselves. So the article continues, with the current pay model, you don't have to gamble hoping for an order with a big tip. Dashers will continue to see a guaranteed minimum, including tips, on their screen for each delivery, and you will never earn less than the guaranteed minimum if you complete the delivery, even if the customer provides little or no tip. Let me talk about that for 1 second. You know, in the old days, almost every DoorDash order would be about $10 a delivery, $10, $11, $12. And that guaranteed minimum was very valuable. But since the guaranteed minimum on a lot of trips now is $7, for example, you almost need to gamble for big tips just to get your $10 an hour that $10 per delivery that you want to make. Now, if you're not able to get 100% of your tips, like with Postmates, for example, you're really seeing an earnings loss. So that's why I think it's important that no matter what DoorDash does, they need to be completely transparent, because if customers are tipping big and DoorDash is receiving the lion's share of the money and the drivers are not getting a fair pay, well, it is a problem. Not only to mention this, DoorDash does not consider us drivers employees. So if they're taking all of the tips and paying us a minimum amount, I mean, that is not how independent contractors work. That is not how someone who is not an employee gets paid. If they're paying us that way, they must consider drivers employees. Okay, but I'll continue with the email. So, there will still be guaranteed minimums, but here's how things will change according to DoorDash. They say we're constantly seeking to improve the Dasher experience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, all fluff. Here's the breakdowns. Earnings breakdown. The number one thing you told us you want is to see the breakdown in your earnings between what DoorDash pays and what a customer tips. We have always provided transparency on the front end of each dash to show you the guaranteed minimum. Now they're saying that they're going to have transparency on the back end. But let me talk about one thing that I have always liked about DoorDash. They do show the location and name of the restaurant. They show the drop-off location, the size of the order, and the estimated time of delivery. And those are things that I think Uber Eats should have done yesterday. There is no reason for Uber Eats not to do these same things. There is no reason for Uber Eats not to work on their algorithm to have the drivers closest to the restaurant be the ones that always receive the orders, etc. So I think that there are things that DoorDash does well. But the things that DoorDash does not do well are really, really big things. And they need to fix it. So, I mean, and look, this is a start. Look, they have been talking to drivers. They are making a good faith effort to at least be upfront with everyone. So here is how they are going to kind of change things up. They're going to break down over here. They're going to break down what the customer tipped, what the additional DoorDash pay was, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, of course, in their model here, it is more friendly to DoorDash. Because what if the customer tips $20, right? DoorDash is going to DoorDash is saying that, look, we're still guaranteeing the minimum. We're still going to pocket the tip. They're not saying they're changing that. Now, one thing I do like about what they're planning on changing is longer distance deliveries. They're going to work on the algorithm in the coming months to improve the calculations to increase guarantees for longer distance drivers. So they're going to pay longer distance drivers more, and they're going to try to make sure that there are shorter deliveries offered. Which, of course, that should have been one of their priorities anyway. So, I mean, this is just better for DoorDash themselves, not only drivers, but that should have been their policy anyway. So, but it is good, because I just want to point that out, because I have not been hearing from Uber Eats. And if they have been doing it, I don't know. I don't know what's taking them so long. Now, they said they're going to have better incentives, like better promos, etc. We'll see. We will see. Less wait time. Nobody likes to wait at a restaurant, and our goal is to enable you to arrive just as the food is ready. So, yeah, I mean, that would be great, because that's one thing that Uber Eats almost always does. So they're going to be trying to predict prep times, etc. And opening dialogue. They also are going to be offering injury protection. So the big takeaway that I get from this article is the drama surrounding stealing tips have finally, reached a breaking point. And DoorDash had to address it at some point because they've been getting tons of bad publicity. But I do like that they are actually being proactive in some ways. But what I still don't like is the fact that drivers are not being promised that you will receive 100% of your tips. So that needs to be there. You can't have it both ways, because if they are paying only a portion of the tips, you cannot be treated as an independent contractor. It should literally be against the law. But like I said, they have always offered a guaranteed minimums, the location, the name of restaurants, drop-off location, estimated time. These are things that Uber Eats should have always offered also. So there are some good things, some bad things, and at least they're trying to be proactive and change and address the public's concern. Let's put it that way. So I'm gonna talk about this more. I'm gonna actually do a live video regarding this topic. But hey, it's a start. It's something. So maybe give DoorDash a try. Get out there, and most importantly, remember to drive and thrive.